Well, hello, fine viewer. Welcome to another review episode, an anime review episode, I would say. And today, I'm going to be reviewing. Yes, this was an anime that pretty much did pretty well over here because of its theme. It had more of a Western feel and all. And when I started watching this anime, I was kind of like, okay, but then something clicked, something sparked to where it actually was a really good anime. And so that is why, funny enough, clone number 3 was going to be here today because he likes Westerns. I don't know where he is at the moment. Whatever. Anyways, I'm going to be reviewing Trigun. Let's go.
It would seem that you enjoy dropping in on people just to stir them up. Fun hobby, lady. Who are you?
One of the gung-ho guns.
The plot follows Vash, known as the Stampede. He is always getting into trouble. Everyone wants his head for the bounty because of his so-called legend of destroying things in his path. While they say he brings only chaos and destruction into his path, two agents of the Arturelia Insurance Society are looking for Vash to find out his crazy rumors and evaluate claims. As time goes on, a threat in the shadow for many years, and what ended up happening to a city years ago, will come to haunt Vash, as his past is shrouded in mystery until the story continues, and a group that will make Vash suffer. The soundtrack's actually really good when it comes to the show for a 90s anime. The intro is awesome. The show would be your type of Wild West sci-fi show action adventure, except on another planet.
You used to see Vash walking in the sunset. You see him just being kind of mysterious in a lot of ways, which is kind of a giveaway with his character.
Now for the time, yes, the animation is old, the art style's old, it's from 1998, same year as Cowboy Bebop and Outlaw Star. The action scenes are still good, but you could tell the animation's a little rough for some areas, but it's not terrible actually.
In all honesty, I do think Cowboy Bebop's animation is better, but don't get me wrong, the animation it's good for the time. And the art style too, 90s, but not terrible either. Still good. I like the character designs, especially Vash.
Now, the characters in the series are pretty interesting. Some have their reasons for doing what they're doing, and some are hiding a bigger plot from their past. Obviously, the main character's Vash. He appears as a goofy guy who gets into trouble and acts like he's all friendly, but mostly goofy. But the thing with him is that he actually has another personality about him. This other side of him is actually more sad and darker. It would make you surprised compared to how he acts in the beginning of the show. His darker side is his past, and he has someone tormenting him. He's kind to other people, kids, and helps others, but is also on the run from the law because of his reputation. Vash also never kills anyone. He's like Batman. Well, depending on different variations of Batman. He won't take a life because of a promise he made many years ago to someone he cared about. There is another secret about him, but I don't want to go into much detail. Let's just say it, you'll see if you decide to watch it. Everything gets revealed about him. The two girls, Millie and Merle. Merle is someone who follows her job to find Vash. But as time goes on, she begins to have this feeling for him. And she finds out that he isn't this goofy guy or bad person at all. She can fight and hold her own at points, and she wants to tag along with Vash. Well, during specific moments of the show, she pretty much gets thrown into bad situations. Millie is a cheerful and kind-hearted person and wants to help Merle. She travels with Merle during their journey looking for Vash. She too can hold her own with that big gigantic gun. Wow. Even clone number 3 would be amazed. She also has feelings for another character, Wolfwood. Speaking of Wolfwood, He is an assassin, but acts like a priest with that big cross. No, wait. It has a gun. Even this character holds a mystery about his past, until a later episode. He once in a while runs into the group and helps them out, depending on the situation, though he does have a moment later in the show that will shed some light about him, what he did back then, actually, what happened to him back then. And unlike Vash, he will kill, if need be. Now, most of the villains are your typical bad guys, but it's more of them causing a big problem for Vash to stampede, and the big baddie who is wanting him to suffer. He sends these goons after Vash to make him suffer and causing mayhem and chaos just to break Vash as people get hurt around him. But the villains are also doing it to break him. Now, I'm not going to give away the big villain nor the others, but I can say the one that torments Vash and just plays games with him is Legato. This villain who serves his master will make Vash suffer horribly, trying to break his little code of honor to try and kill. He is a villain who doesn't have any emotion towards others, like killing people. He follows the books, and that's what's interesting about this cool villain. He plays games with Vash just to break him, and even force him to make a very hard decision, which was his little code, don't kill. While the main villain really is the one pulling the strings to make Vash suffer, which is all connected to his past, it is Legato who shines as a villain who can play with people's minds, and in this case, it's Vash. Now for the enjoyment aspects. When I jumped into this series, I didn't know what to expect. The intro made it look like Vash was this badass character. That is, until I started watching it and he had this goofy personality. I was like, what? Okay? But later on, I really got attached to the show, and even one hard emotional scene, it really started to impact me. Later on, it's the more it progressed, the more darker it got, I can say. And since I like the Wild West sort of deal, this is one of these types, especially Clone Number 3's type. Well, except a future planet, but like a Wild Western feel. In the end, I enjoyed this show, its characters, and that the show shows you different perspectives of Vash's past and personality. We later get why he acts this way, why he acts goofy. If you read into his character a bit more, you'll understand. Millie and Merle, they have their moments, and you'll enjoy watching them and their scenes. Wolfwood is also a badass, and I liked when he showed up from time to time, but also some plot conflictions between him and Vash. All in all, this was a very fun show to watch. Some episodes, yes, are better than others. Some earlier episodes were, some of them were okay. I felt like the more it progressed, though, the episodes got better and better. With a few that were just okay, but still.
How dare you?
As requested, I have protected your guest, Mr. Cliff.
But look there!
Huh?
Well, Trigun, it's an interesting show when it comes to how you think it goes, but then it goes in a different direction, and then it pretty much gets even better as you keep going into the show. So yeah, in all honesty, it takes a bit getting used to and into the flow, because when I started watching this, it was a little bit shaky just because of Vash's personality at the beginning. But in the end, the more I watched it, the more I got very intrigued, and when the villains came into play, just to break Vash, then it got even more impactful, and then you keep going into it, and it got even darker and pretty much heartbreaking at this specific point, which to me resonated with me, and this show, it pretty much redeemed the whole show entirely. And I think that is why I say it is a pretty great anime that will trick you to think it's something else, but don't be fooled. You will enjoy this anime. You just gotta give it some time. It does build up to something better. And once you get past those few episodes, you're gonna get to a point where Vash starts to have a little bit more of a darker tone. And even if he tries to hide it, it pretty much, by that point, too late, shows it. And that is why I think it is a great anime. Now, it may not be for everyone because of how it, well, I guess the goofy aspect of it, but you can't take it like that. You have to look into his character a bit more. And once his past is revealed, it explains so much of his character. And you will really enjoy that show. Definitely Vash. Interesting character to analyze. But even the other characters too, mostly Wolfwood. I mean, goodness, he's so badass with that machine gun. Or the cross with the machine gun. Well, this is Arturelia concluding another review episode. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you want to see more animes that I review from the 90s or even new ones today, you can check out my channel here. Or better yet, if you want to talk about Trigun, I do have a Discord server where I have an anime section where you can talk about or post whatever you want about anime. Anyways, peace.
Hey, couldn't you guys be just a little bit more gentle?
Thank you, clone number 2. Now that we got him, we could get our reward. $10 million. Yeah. But remember, you need to share half of that, alright? You almost got hurt really bad. It's a good thing I stepped in to help your ass. I would have handled him on my own if I had known better that he was, like, the most dangerous man alive.